subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button for more engaging content. As someone who has spent countless hours exploring the vast open world of Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption series, I often wonder why John Marston's decision to take out Bill Williamson at the start of RDR was as inevitable as the setting sun over the dusty frontier. Um, in Red Dead Redemption, the initial character from the Van der Linde gang that John Marston tracks down is Bill Williamson. Uh, During their encounter, Bill meets his end, regardless of what players do. This fixed outcome raises questions about why Bill can't escape the situation alive. There are several reasons for this, stemming from both Bill's past and John's history with him. Bill Williamson is essentially a secondary figure within the Van der Linde gang in Red Dead Redemption 2, although players gradually discover more about him through interactions. However, in the original game, the players are primarily aware that he once traveled with John Marston and now leads his own group. Since eliminating Bill is essential for progressing to find all the other characters John needs to eliminate, it's understandable why the game does not shy away from depicting death. In Red Dead Redemption, it's not possible to let Bill Williamson live. If players choose not to kill him, Abraham Reyes will do it instead, given the destruction caused by Bill and his gang. Since the Van der Linde gang dispersed, his death in the game is fitting the impact of Bill's gang on New Austin and Armadillo is evident with their rampant looting of farms and slaughtering of innocent townsfolk. As a result of their heinous crimes and status as dangerous outlaws, the punishment that Bill receives can be seen as justice that both the player and John must administer. Bill Williamson's background, coupled with certain actions portrayed in Red Dead Redemption 2, underscore his dangerous nature. Prior to the game's events, Bill was discharged from the army for deviant behavior and an attempt on someone's life, marking the beginning of a life as an outlaw. Documents detailing his dishonorable discharge can be found within RDR2. It was his failed attempt to rob Dutch and Hosea that initially drew him into the Van der Linde gang. Essentially, Bill's life has been one of lawlessness since he was young, continuing until John eventually takes him down. In Red Dead Redemption 2, Bill Williamson is portrayed as a heavy drinker with a questionable standing among his fellow gang members. However, it's worth noting that John had stronger bonds with others in the gang, such as Arthur and Charles, making them his primary loyalties over Bill. Bill attempts to calm things down when John is tasked with eliminating him, but John ignores this and continues with his mission, undeterred and female. The game takes note of these nuances, as there is a gang member that both John and the player can choose to spare later on in the game. This gang member is Javier Escuella, who is closer to John than Bill. And then in the prequel, Javier is often seen having friendly interactions with John. which makes the situation of having to kill him in Red Dead Redemption even more distressing. In the game Red Dead Redemption 2, there comes a point when the group is choosing allegiances as the climax approaches, and Javier finds himself torn about which side to support. In the end, he aligns with Dutch and Mika, but there are hints that he's grappling with his decision. Although under immense pressure to turn against Arthur and John, he is the one who waits longest before pointing his gun at them, just before the ensuing chaos. In John's eyes, Bill Williamson lacks the admirable traits that Javier possesses, and consequently, the absence of a chance for redemption for Bill aligns with both John's perception of Bill and the broader narrative arc across the game series. And then it can be said that the tragic nature of Bill's life story, marked by struggle and lawlessness, culminating in his downfall, is heightened due to this lack of redemption possible. John's decision to carry out his mission and execute Bill sets the stage for the game, prompting him to pursue the remaining members of the Vanderland gang with a criminal history that followed him even after the disbandment of the gang. Bill Williamson is an outlaw who justifiably meets his end at John's hands and can be dismissed as another completed mission cast. Why did Bill Williamson have to die in Red Dead Redemption? Well, it's because he was a wanted outlaw with a long history of lawlessness. And John Marston was tasked with bringing him to justice. It's a classic case of good versus evil. And in this case, John was the hero who had to make the tough decision. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, I will see you next time.